Okay. All right, let's go. So it was a Sunday morning in the winter of 2017. I'm reading the New York Times, and I see this advertisement for this sailboat race, for ordinary people like me and you. And that was intriguing. I've been a lifelong sailor, but I started to look into it, and I got more and more curious. But why? This 50-year-old body has a little bit of adventure left in it. And frankly, I didn't want to look back and say, boy, I wish I would have. But what is this thing? This is an 8-leg round the world sailboat race, 11 sailboats crewed by people like you and me. If you make it through the 4 weeks of training, each boat has a professional skipper, and you can pick the leg that you want to do. And if you have all year, you can do the whole thing. I chose the leg that sails around Australia. It's summer there. It was during our Christmas break, and sailing into the Southern Ocean is some of the most challenging sailing you can do. And at times, you're actually closer to the International Space Station than you are any other human being on Earth. This is a picture of my crew. There was 19 of us on the boat from all walks of life, from all corners of the globe, UK, Europe, South Africa, and it was carpenters and engineers and just every walk of life. Sailing was a challenge, and if you're a sailor, this is exciting sailing. At 45 degrees sailing upwind, it's an exciting day. The tough part of it is when you're ocean racing, you'll be at this angle for 4 or 5 days at a time, and it's very daunting. Even though you're tethered in, you are looking at 2,000 or 3,000 feet of water below the bottom of your boat. So, and imagine putting your pants on takes about 10 or 15 minutes. The accommodations in the brochure looked cozy enough, but what they don't tell you is you actually share your bunk with somebody else, and they are on watch while you're sleeping, and you're sleeping while they're on watch, and you get a space like that for about 2 or 3 hours at a time. About once a week, you and your bunkmate are on mother watch, which means you are cooking and cleaning breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the crew of 17 others. And you can imagine at a 45-degree angle, that kitchen gets pretty hard to do. But life on deck was truly remarkable. Every sunrise and sunset was another work of art. And it was always a good day when the dolphins stopped by and paid us a visit. It was a good omen and a reminder that really we're not the only intelligent life form on this planet. There was even the day when the wildfires were burning off the coast of Australia. We're 500 miles offshore, and in the middle of the day, the smoke turned the sky into a freakish Martian orange. But I'll never forget my first time out of the hatch for watch under a new moon, and you look skyward, and I truly understood what the word billions meant. And we would spend hours just staring at this massive majesty. In the end of it all, though, we covered over 4,000 nautical miles over the course of 21 days, in sometimes maximum winds over 50 miles an hour. So what do you do after an experience like this? Lessons learned. Well, frankly, the sailing was the easy part. When you get 19 people living on a floating one-bedroom apartment, you see the best and the worst of people quite quickly. So, but I would be, really the first lesson is it takes a team. And thanks to my team back here in Howard County that kept the lights on and kept the operation running while I did this challenge. And thanks to my crewmates who each had their roles and responsibilities and kept us safe so we made it home. But whether you're on a boat, in an office, or in our neighborhood, you really have to be brave. Got to give grace. Nobody's perfect. And we really need to take care of each other, bottom line. And I think most importantly, you have to have a sense of humor when one of your shipmates catches you in a vulnerable moment and decides to make an Andy Warhol print of it. Ha ha. So a sense of humor is key. But I'll never forget, as I was settling into my seat on the way back home, this was on the screen in front of me. And it just was a reminder of how big this world is and what a small part of it we are in it. But I was reminded by a quote from Mark Twain where he says, 20 years from now, you will be disappointed more by the things that you didn't do than by the things you did. So my question for you is, what are you waiting for? You have nothing to lose but time.